also widely used services, developer tools. Yeah, so this is a really interesting for developers. We have a Cloud9. Cloud9 is in like cloud editor. So that is official supported by AWS Cloud IDE for writing, I mean for developing and debugging the code. So uh, this Cloud9, whenever we launch environment and launch it, we are easily able to launch it by using kind of like we are launching EC2 instance. Similar way, we are able to easily launch AWS 9, where we are within a browser, we are able to do open our Cloud9 editor and we are able to do coding, we are able to do run the commands and all those things on that particular. So develop, debug, and everything in the browser based the Cloud9 IDE. So even we can do Lambda and all those function debugging on the fly. So this is a really cool Cloud9 IDE by AWS as a service. Okay, Cloud Shell is also kind of like we are easily able to run the AWS CLI command in the browser mode by using AWS Shell instead of locally install the AWS CLI and do the commands, right? So you can see like here we directly able to run our commands, like we are able to do, like you can say I did AWS dash dash version, so it is giving us a civil AWS CLI already installed there, and it is giving us version. We are able to do any commands whatever we want for AWS CLI. Okay, so this is just a cooling browser cloud shell. We can do anything in the within a browser as a CLI. Okay, and apart from that, we have this code commit. Code commit is kind of like we have a Git repository, right? So in GitHub we are creating some repository, in Bitbucket we are creating some repository. Similar way in code commit, we are able to easily create our private repository, and like we are able to use that private repository as a remote in our local repository, and we are easily able to push our code. So it is kind of our secured and scalable Git repository. We are easily able to create the repository. Say for example, here we can even here we are also able to search code commit, and we can directly like create our whatever demo repository, and like a quick way we are able to create the repository, and directly we are able to add that repository URL whatever way SSS or HTTPS. We can grab that URL and we are able to add as a remote in our local repository and push it and ready to go. So also we are able to generate those git I mean code commit repository credential through the IAM IAM users. Okay, so yeah, so like those are like secure way we are able to access it through IAM user. We are able to quickly do this git add remote and push pull operation with this AWS code commit repository. Okay, this is a git base at the end. Okay, so after we create this code commit repository, here we are also able to implement CI/CD pipeline. What it means, like CI/CD means like continuous integration and continuous delivery. Like whenever we are developing any project, any software, we need to take care about deploying those, right? So whenever we are developing any project or a web application, we need to we make some automation through some developer tools, right? So say for example, whenever a developer do some coding, multiple developers are working on the same project. Some when they do some coding, then do git commit and do git push, it will auto trigger some pipeline, and that pipeline can do, I mean that CI/CD pipeline that can auto automatically do trigger some code pipeline, and it will do code build. During code build it will run some unit testing if you want to run it. If anything fail, it will not deploy it. And if the everything go went well, unit testing and everything work well in the build time, it will quickly trigger the build and then code deploy in the CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deploy pipeline. So these developer tool services are widely used for this automation for CI/CD operation, for continuous integration and continuous delivery of the project. Okay, so this code commit is for creating a private, secure, scalable repository. This code build is for building our projects. Like whenever we are creating code build project, we need to give a we need to follow some step, like we need to give whatever build project we want to create, and then like there are set of steps we need to follow. We also need to give like which particular source you want to use, like whether you want to use some GitHub or some Bitbucket repository or something else. Like here we are using code commit, so we can easily give repository which we already created, and we also need to give like which particular branch you want to build on, right? So those kind of setting we are able to give here, and after that we are able to easily create the build project. Okay, so similar way this build section, this code build is for a building and testing the code during the CI/CD pipeline flow. Okay, and this code deploy is a deployment service, so that is mainly used for deploying source code to some uh, resources, deploying on, say for example, EC2 and those kind of things, like so this is for deployment services. Code pipeline is a kind of continuous delivery services, so it will be kind of combination completely. Whenever we create pipeline, it will asking for all the stage, like what particular source or a repository you want to use. So pipeline will integrated with the code commit, code build and code deploy, three sections. So whenever pipeline created, it will ask like which repository you want to do action on. Whenever, like say for example, whenever developer do code commit and push on master branch for this particular code commit repository, it will auto trigger this pipeline, and that pipeline will auto trigger code build project, and that will do set of operations like test cases running and all those things, and after that it will do artifact deployments, and at the end it will trigger code build. So code build will deploy the project, so that way we are easily able to implement our CI/CD pipeline. Like you can see here, we need to select source, like that means whether the code commit repository or a GitHub repository, a particular branch. Whenever someone push to that branch, it will trigger the build project will do test and all those build project things, and then it will trigger the deployment that will finally deploy the codes. So that way we will have automation on our CI/CD pipeline deployment. So this tool are really used widely used for CI/CD pipeline implementation. Okay, this X-ray is also kind of like widely used for tracing purpose. When if we take the case of lambda function, whenever we are calling lambda function, we are easily able to do the relevant tracing in the X-ray. So we are able to debug our lambda function, or a like lambda function. Um, when any lambda function call, we will have a complete trace of different activities, like what particular micro operation has been done, and where it is failing, and those kind of tracing we are able to easily do in the AWS Access. So it is very good used for debugging purpose with the lambda and other application. Okay, so this is a developer tool.